Com check on Victor.
Victor.
Report.
And com check on uniform. And one's got a good jet.
Let's get a good jet.
Four's got a good jet.
Alright, one thing to set, just in case the unlimited fuel is not working, is just below your fuel quantity gauge, there's well, let me rephrase that. You know where your HSI is? Just to the right of it, there's a little switch, just underneath where the fuel knob is. Switch that down to say wings first.
Right now?
Yeah, go ahead and switch it right now. What that does is it's going to make the aircraft suck fuel out of the wing tank before the center line, so that we can dump those center line and then, or excuse me, dump the wing tank and keep the center line, so we have a little bit more fuel in case the unlimited fuel doesn't work.
Copy.
All right, Coons on ground, ready for departure. Wrong one. Coons on ground, request taxi for departure. Request taxi for departure.
Good morning, Cyborg 3. You are number 1 for departure. Taxi, Papa, Alpha, and then hold short, runway 36.
All right, Cyborg 3, it's taxi.
Mud N5, taxi, Papa, Alpha, and then hold short, runway 36.
Mud N5, taxi.
Well, it looks like my fuel's going down. I'm at 14,100 now.
Same do I.
Alright. So I think the trick is I need to look for the green dots, not the red dots. But I don't know how to make them green. Sometimes it works, sometimes it don't.
And the unball never. Well, that thing does work or not?
I've gotten it to work before. I just
Cyborg
don't
3-1,
know
contact tower for takeoff. Switch to 9230.
It's like I click them, I hit apply, I start the TE. I don't know, maybe I need to do it before we go online. I'm not sure what the procedure is that I'm missing. Okay, Cyborg 3, it's push uniform 3. Ready for departure.
Cyborg 3, Kunasan Tower, way 300 at 2 knots, runway 36. You're cleared for takeoff.
Copy, clear for takeoff, runway 36, Cyborg 3-1. set back there. Alright, let's do a sandbox departure, and we'll roll out at 17,000 feet. Let's run them up.
Mudhand,
One
5, 4 ship, F-16s, ready for departure.
Free screen.
Mudhand, 5, hold short.
Two, airborne.
Cyborg 3-3, what is your problem? You are disrupting traffic.
3 airborne.
Cyborg 3-4, is there a problem? Cyborg 3-1, contact departure. Mudhand 5, Sound Tower, weight 300 at 2 knots, runway 36. You're cleared for takeoff.
Cyborg 3-1, switching to departure.
Cyborg 3, Kunasan, departure. Depart heading 235. Resume on navigation.
Cyborg 3-1, switching to tactical. Cyborg 3, flight of 416, checking in on tactical, bullseye 178115.
I think the fuel thing is working because I still gone 4,100.
Right on. Maybe I needed to unclick my red one. Cyborg 3, let's push steer point 4. Cyborg 3, set standard altimeter.
Two, in position.
Two, return to base.
Cyborg 3-2, return to base.
2, we're RTB.
Cyborg 3, let's set up echelon right.
Four.
I'll slow it down to 400 knots so you guys can catch up. So this time what we'll do for setting the perches up is have you guys fly in a basic line abreast formation, and then we'll have one or the other kick out, and then have the other one follow in behind them once you get to the distance that you need to be. It'll be good practice because with some of the other fights, we do what are called like butterfly perches that start in a similar manner. The other flight out ahead of us. They'll be about 20 miles to the west. Probably just hit the 2 steer points and fly back to base. Alright, so we're in our spot. So let's have 3 out front, 4 in trail. So 3, let's have you kick out to the right. 4, once 3 gets about a mile ahead of you, you guys can practice your entering the turn circle.
4 copy.
I think you got more than a mile there now.
We are 0.5 from each other.
Oh, okay. Oh, there he is. You know better than me, you guys got the air tag.
I will start my turn.
Much better. So for that one, 180 degrees of turn is good enough because you guys did it right. So now set up the perch from 1 mile. And I think really the hardest perch is 1.5 miles. So once you've got that one down, you should be good.
We are 1 mile each other. I will start my turn.
Looking good. I think 4's got the hang of it. Let's switch rolls and try it again.
Copy. I'm going to pass you by. Start to turn into the right.
Watch that view of the bandit in front of you. Watch how as you move around the turning circle, his aircraft foreshortens. Yeah, you guys are looking great. Let's try one more of those and then we'll try something different.
Copy.
Yeah.
What is Pike?
For both of you, the unlimited fuel is working.
For me, it's working.
Me too.
Okay, dump your fuel tank. And you guys can start putting it in burner and turning harder so you can see, you know, what it's going to be like when you're actually fighting. So now what you want to do is you want to try and stay at 450 to 330 knots, and I want to see your maximum performance turn, the bandit in the front. Bandit in the back, you're going to do, you know, a maximum turn, but you want to try and be in the turn circle. You don't want to pull lead and cross the circle.
Start to turning to the right.
Oh, look how much tighter that circle is. I won't be able to keep up. Alright, looking good. Alright, let's straighten it out. Let the, who's out in front this time? 4?
Yeah.
Okay, 4, you get out a little bit more in front of 3. Let's try a mile.
Copy.
And you don't have to go straight out. You can always turn to one side or the other.
Copy.
Then what I want you to do is the guy who's out in front, I'll just call the guy in front, Bandit. Bandit, you're going to turn as hard as you can and try to keep it around 330 knots.
Copy.
Attacker, I want you to try and keep it at 450 knots and try and pull lead on the Bandit. You're going to get that high crossing angle and you're probably going to overshoot them. So I want two things to happen here. I want the attacker to see what it looks like to overshoot, and I want the defender to see what it looks like to overshoot.
Copy.
And you guys are getting so far out ahead of me, I might not see you guys do this one, so that's okay. Just keep doing what you're doing.
Copy.
Defender, right about there, reverse your turn, pull hard into him. Hope you can't see him anymore. Did you lose sight of him for a moment? A little bit slow on the reversal. But did you see what it looked like when he overshot you?
No, I couldn't see it.
You couldn't see him. Okay, try it again. It's going to be a time where he drifts behind your tail and you lose sight of him for a moment.
Okay.
So what you got to do is anticipate him kicking back across your tail and where he's going to be when you reverse your turn.
Copy.
Alright, so the guy in front is trying to slow it down to 330. The guy in the back is going as fast as he can to try and cut the corner. So it looks like he made the corner that time. So I'm having a hard time seeing you guys. So were you able to see the overshoot? Did it work?
I haven't overshoot. I think Witcher has to go a little bit slower so I can overshoot him.
Okay.
I will go fast and you use your air brakes to let me overshoot.
Copy.
It helps if you have a little bit more space between the two of you as well. So try it from a perch of about 1 mile.
Okay, copy.
Lead you, the Bandit reversed his turn too soon. So the Bandit, you need to keep turning until you see the guy behind you kicking across your tail.
Copy.
What happens if you reverse too soon is you solve problems for the guy behind you, and it makes it easier for him to get on your 6 and kill you.
Okay.
That should be enough room. So now the guy in the back needs to pull as much lead as he can and go as fast as he can without losing sight of him. That was better. You see the difference?
Yeah.
Okay, let's switch roles so that Vapor can see what it looks like to be overshot. I'm the one that's up high.
I will keep west so you can go behind me.
I'm also the guy with all the fuel tanks, so.
You have contact?
Yeah. I have vision.
I think you actually made the corner on that one. So in that case, I don't think that was an overshoot from what I could see. It drifted into lag, but you didn't lag hard enough to consider it an overshoot.
Copy.
The guy in the back needs to be flying much faster, and the guy in the front needs to be a little slower.
Altitude.
What are your speeds?
Altitude.
You need to keep like 450 to be able to overshoot.
and make sure you pull with plenty of lead. Not so much lead that you can't see him, because too much lead he'll go underneath your nose. That's looking promising. That's a little bit of an overshoot. Now reverse. But that, yeah, that was just barely an overshoot.
Altitude. Altitude.
Couldn't tell from this angle if you had some vertical separation there. Now in this case, you reversed and you had an escape window, so you guys are flying away from each other.
Altitude. Altitude.
So once you guys get the hang of the overshoot, I can show you how to slow down an overshoot.
Yeah, let's go for that.
Unfortunately, I do a visual reference before we started it, but maybe I can describe it for you. So now you're coming into the turn and you're pulling lead. You can see the top view of the guy. It looks like you're coming in too fast. So what you'll want to do is you want to roll your wings almost level, pull up above the horizon just a little bit, maybe 5 degrees. And it depends on if he's turning flat or not. Obviously, if he's in a dive, you don't want to go 5 degrees nose up. You just want to go, about 5 degrees difference nose up. You want to roll back towards him and turn like as though you're a little high on him, turning in from the lag side and trying to get back into his turning circle. So basically all it is you're turning out of plane a little high around the circle and then back into the circle, if that makes sense. I'll come up. Let me see if I can get right next to one of you guys and you can follow me through the maneuver if I can get up there. Otherwise, if you guys want to try it before I get there, because you're quite a ways out in front of me, and then if you don't get the hang of it, then we can try the formation thing. Busy dropping my tank, flew right by you guys. Okay, so who's going to be out in front on this one? Are you on the left?
I am the one in the right.
Okay, I'm going to pair up with the guy on the left, then that would be Butrem. Who's today, 16?
I'm ready.
Okay, you want to try it on your own and I'll just follow you first?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll try and guide you through it. I'm right behind you.
Okay.
So yeah, keep your speed up high like you are. And you want to turn lead. Keep your speed up, turn lead. You're going to cut the circle. Turn lead, turn lead, turn lead. Turn lead. Looks like you're going to overshoot them. So roll wings level. Pull up a little bit. Turn back in and around and behind them. Oh, a little too slow on it. And we overshot them. Alright, let's set it up and try it again.
I'm ready.
Alright, same procedure. Guy in the front, hard turn left, or whichever way. And then guy in the back, lead and fast. Turn lead, turn lead. You're gonna cut the corner, cut the corner. You notice you're cutting the corner, roll level, nose up. Nose up, nose up, nose up. And now roll back in and behind him. Roll, 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 roll. Holy smokes. He like got it completely around the circle before we did that.
I think we are too far away. 2 miles is too much.
Oh, you guys were 2 miles. I had a hard time seeing from way back here.
I will wait until 1 mile.
Okay. Also, I'm probably telling you to cut the circle way too soon for today.
Okay.
So you want to cut the circle, but not so much that you end up out in front of them. I have a hard time seeing from back here.
Okay.
So it's kind of like entering the turn circle. You're going to want to wait a little bit, and then you're going to turn lead and cut the circle. Kind of like flying the plane around the berm on a raceway. You're going to go up high on the berm and around and then down behind them.
Copy. One mic. Ready.
See you go wings level, but it didn't seem like your nose went up that much. But you're still behind them, so that's good. Only need to do enough up to keep yourself behind them, so that was probably just the right amount for the situation. So the more you look like you're going to overshoot, the more up you need to go.
Understood. Let's do one more.
I'm going to be in the middle here trying to do, holy shoot, I got way too soon. Woohoo, he's back nose to nose. Did you reverse your turn?
Altitude. Altitude.
Yeah, he did.
couldn't see what was going on behind me. Did you manage to stay behind him?
No, I didn't.
Some of these are hard to set up. Oh, here he comes right back at us again. So there you guys go, turning circle, overshoot, and then you got a few techniques for controlling the overshoot, and you have a few techniques for reversing the turn at the overshoot.
Yeah, I think we learned something today.
So these setups are called offensive BFM setups. The reason they're called offensive is because you're starting from an offensive position in the 6th. So one of the lessons we'll do BFM where you guys start neutral, nose, you know, where they're flying straight at each other. But I'm not sure if that's the next lesson. Let me see. Find these things. The next lesson for the next time will be defensive BFM. So from that one, it's kind of similar to this, except for instead of focusing on being the attacker in the back, we're going to focus on being the guy up front, going defensive. It's probably the most frustrating part of the training. It sucks being defensive. Did you guys want to land, or did you have enough and just want to stop and call it a night?
Go to land.
Alrighty. Alright, let's reference steer point 7. So a good way to practice the dogfighting is with the dogfight module that's in BMS. Have you guys played around with that?
Yeah. Match play.
Yeah. And just keep it simple, you know, 1 against 1. And then set that up so that you guys all have rear aspect heat-seeking missiles, or you could even set it up for just guns. And that way you can just keep having the scenario reset itself and fly over and over and over again and practice this stuff. Unfortunately, the AI doesn't cooperate with you, so you'll be put in situations you might not be used to yet. It took me weeks to figure out how to do a lag displacement roll because I could never get the dang AI where I wanted them to do it. That one, even when I try to imagine it in my head, I get confused. I can only do it when I'm actually sitting in the sim and doing it. It's similar to a high yo-yo, except that you let the guy cross under your nose. So imagine him like coming from the right and crossing to your left. And then what you do is you pull your nose up and you keep looking at him on the right. And as he starts to pass under your nose, you roll your jet so that you can keep looking at him. So you're rolling to the right, rolling to the right, rolling to the right as he's passing underneath you. Then as he kicks out on your left, from inside the cockpit, you don't see him that way. You see him at the top of your cockpit as you're rotating to the right still. And then you keep rolling and rolling, and then you keep pulling as you're rolling and keeping him on your lift vector, and then you'll pull right in behind him. 24 miles. So let's switch to Kunsan approach. Make sure we're fenced out. Kunsan approach, Cyborg 3, Angels 12, 19 miles west. Request overhead approach.
Good morning, Cyborg 3-1, Kunasan approach. You are cleared all the way in for overhead approach. Runway 36, welcome back. QNH 3062.
Copy, continue inbound for overhead approach, runway 36, QNH 3062, Cyborg 31. Alright, set the altimeter 3062. Looks like we need to check to the right. Throttle back a little. Once we straighten out at a heading of 180, we'll set up echelon right.
Cyborg 3-1, contact tower for landing. Switch to 29230.
Cyborg 3-1, switching to Kunsan Tower. Throttling back some more. See, I'm gonna go all the way back to idle.
Altitude. Altitude.
Start a hook to the left. And a little throttle. A little more throttle. I'm going to try and hold 350. Ease up on the turn. Ease up on the turn. On Tower, Cyborg 3, inbound initial.
Cyborg 3, Kunasan Tower. Continue inbound for runway 36. Report overhead.
Continue inbound. 36, report overhead, Cyborg 3-1. A little more roll. And let's roll it out. am at 341 knots. A little check to the right. Oh, 4 miles. 3 miles. 2 miles. 1 mile, cyborg 3, stand by the brake. 1's in the brake. 1's in the brake.
4 is in the brake.
So remember, let your speed die down below 300 knots so you don't run into the guy in front of you. Idea is to get a little separation between each other. Yeah, gear.
Cyborg 3, gonna sound tower, weight 300 at 2 knots, runway 36, clear for landing, jet gear down.
Copy. Cleared to land, 3 green, runway 36, cyborg 31. Whoops.
Yep.
Cyborg 31, clear active at Delta.
Cyborg 3-1, contact ground, switch to 273-525.
It's on ground, Cyborg 31, request taxi back.
Cyborg 3-1, taxi back to the ramp. Welcome back.
Copy, clear taxi back, Cyborg 31. Ground, Chuck. I didn't think about it before, but it might be better to pass on the opposite side than where the taxiways are. I never thought about it until just now. Alright, looks like we're all back, so we can shut the jets down and back up.